April, T. Sharon, Gladys. How are you ladies doing this evening? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. I've been busy baking bread. I did a video on baking bread this evening. I just got finished. And I hope the internet is okay. They're working on our internet again for some reason. I don't know why. Aloha, April. Like I said, I was doing a video on baking bread, and I had to stop and start it and stop and start it, because you got to bake the bread, and that takes a while. You got to let it rise, and that takes a while. So I finally just got finished. Now, after this live, I'm going to have to do my editing, get it all together so I can get it posted tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, I just thought I'd. Oh, goodness. My allergies. I didn't start coughing until I started baking bread. And I don't know if I inhaled the flour or what, but I've been coughing on and off ever since. But Gladys had us worried last night. She was without power. So without power meant she had no heat. And to my understanding, they're like in the middle of a snowstorm, and that's not the time you want to be without electricity or without your heat. Yeah, that's what Connie said. Said you finally got your electricity back on, so I guess you're warm and cozy now, which is a good thing. Oh man. Yeah, I was telling Connie it was like 67 degrees today here. It's going to be in the 50s tonight, thank God. I'm ready for the climate to change because I just had to order 200 gallons of propane. They sent out the card, if you do a fill of at least 200 gallons, you get it at 225 a gallon. But see, if they do put 200 gallons in there, they're supposed to give you another discount on top of that just for getting 200 gallons. So we'll see how much mine ends up costing me. I only fill up once or maybe sometimes twice a year. But usually if I do it the second time, it's not as low as it is now. So I know that was yesterday and I should have had my mask on. Sometimes I get so involved in what I'm doing and what I want to plant that I forget to put the mask on. And then later it's too late because you've already been out there and breathing it. So what did everybody do for Valentine's Day today? Anything exciting? I didn't do anything exciting except go get yeast to put in the bread. And I almost put red food coloring in my bread just for the heck of it, just to make red loaves of bread for Valentine's Day. But I hesitated on doing that. But I did. I did pick up dye because I was out of red food coloring. And when I did my Valentine's cookies, they ended up being pink because I didn't have enough dye to make them red. And I didn't know it was out of the die till the last minute, so I just ended up with pink Valentine's cookies. Well, y'all saw them. They were in the video. No Valentine man this year. No, not for me either, so. But I can tell you what I did get. I got these. Red hot peppers. How's that for Valentine's Day? They're hot. The hot ones. I planted some of those last year. They were assorted, all mixed up. There was habaneros, jalapenos, chili peppers, red peppers, cayenne peppers. It doesn't really name them individually. But it's Hungarian hot wax pepper. And I got Hillbilly organically grown tomatoes, which are the big slicing yellow tomatoes. There's not a picture of them on here. But that's something else I got to get planted. Well, goodness, thank goodness for small favors, Connie. See, he's not all mean. Maybe for Valentine's Day, he figured he'd be nice. He'd be sweet. But here, I'll show you my bread. See my 2 loaves of bread over there cooling off? One's a little bigger than the other. I didn't divide the dough quite evenly, but that's okay. And that's just fresh baked white slicing bread, to can make sandwiches out of it. Basically, make anything you want out of it that you'd make use bread for. And we got Barb and Joanne. Hello, Joanne and Barb. How are y'all doing today or this evening? You're celebrating with Mr. Tequila. Well, be careful. Don't celebrate too much. Hey, you put their names together. Yeah, I know. Joanne and Barb. Your husband didn't get you nothing? Oh, he's a party pooper. Yeah, there's a piece for you, Gladys. It's the crunchy bread on the outside, but it's soft inside. It's so good. I like it when you bite into it and the crust of it has a crunch to it. But I was out of sandwich bread, and I said, well, people had been wanting me to bake bread, loaves of bread. So I decided, well, I'm out of bread, so Why not bake 2 loaves of bread for myself? So that's what I did. But I did end up having to go to the store and get the yeast too. So I said, well, I could have just come in here and got me a loaf of bread and been done with it. But then I wouldn't have my video, so. Well, that sounds good, Connie. Yeah, and it's so good. I love it when it first comes out of the oven and you're eating it while it's hot and you just put butter all over it. Oh, it's so good. And then I did slice me a couple of slices off, and I made my a grilled cheese for dinner tonight. It's what I ate for dinner because I didn't have time to do nothing else. So I made my first grilled cheese with my own homemade baked bread. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Susan. Why are you down? We got Shelly Edwards. Hello, Shelly. Yeah, that's good too. French toast with homemade bread. Because you can make a thicker slice if you don't buy the Texas thick slice bread. Nothing, a whole lot's going on tonight. I just thought I'd do a live since it was Valentine's Day and get on here and chat with everybody and wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Let me go little buddy in. He's scratching at the door. You got food in your dish. Go ahead, eat it. I'm not giving you any more right now. You got some. He decided he's going to eat it. Well, I never got the full understanding of how many people were shot in that church shooting. I know the killer was killed. Her son was shot in the head and was in critical condition. And then they said one other guy was injured, but they said that wasn't a life threatening. But it didn't say anything about anybody else being shot. And the way she was shooting in there, you would think there was a lot of people that she shot. He passed away last. 9 kids were shot, but all are expected to recover. But they are very scared, and they'll never forget that shooting. Oh, 23 was KC, not Houston. Your kitty cats, Mandy and Mindy. Yeah, that's what I heard. A lot of schools were out today, like in New York, probably where Gladys is located, and a lot of the area that was getting hit by that storm. Well, I heard she was a female, but she had aliases that were men's names, but she was actually female. She had serious mental health issues. I know because I never heard her mention why she did that. What was the cause of her going in there doing that? Because I wondered, before I found out she was Hispanic, if there was a reason why she waited till the uh, Hispanic service started. She waited till the other ones were over and then she came in during the Hispanic service. They said she had at least 2 guns. She had a 22 and then some kind of a high-powered rifle. I forgot what it was. And then she was threatening that she had a bomb. But I don't think they ever found a bomb on her or hidden anywhere. That's right, Susan. I said, taking guns away from a law-abiding citizen is not going to help the crime at all. It's just going to leave the law-abiding population undefended. I mean, they won't have a gun to defend themselves, but the criminals are going to have theirs. I mean, the criminals will get theirs whether they're legal, illegal, or what, because they'll buy them on the black market. I mean, we already know that. Most of the guns they get right now are on the black market because they're illegal assault weapons that they end up with. I think little buddy's ready to go out. He'll come in on these warm days. He'll eat a snack, and then he's ready to go right back outside. Let's see where he's at. No, he was just sitting on the rug over there. I don't guess maybe he wanted to go out. He'll let me know. Yeah, I mean it's unreal, I tell you. Yeah, I know. They said they had a couple of police officers in the church already. When you have a church that big, you've got to have security around because you never know what's going to happen with that many people. It's Valentine's Day. He's probably been running around with Goldie all off and on all day already. No, I just thought it would be a good thing to go live tonight and let everybody that's at home doing nothing, maybe by themselves or whatever, could get together and chat. Wish one another a happy Valentine's Day. It's, you know, you like the way Goldie's tail curls up? I think it's permanently curled like that. It looks like it is, because I've never seen it straightened out. I know, even in schools. I mean, who'd have thought you'd ever had to worry about people going into schools with assault rifles and killing students? I mean, that was totally unheard of when I was in school. I'm kind of glad that I don't work in the school district anymore. I don't want to be in a classroom and some idiot come through the school with a gun starting to shoot everybody. I think they've raised the teacher's salary and the sub salaries that work there now from what it was when I worked there. Probably partly because of the risk. I mean, you don't know. You're not safe anywhere. You want to go back out, little buddy? Come on, I'll let you out. He loves it outside. As long as he can come in and eat, he's fine and dandy about being outside. Well, Too Tall Rob, hello, welcome. I'm having happy birthday celebration with my dog Diamond tonight. She turned 9 years old. Well, did you get her a puppy cake? Or a doggy cake? There's a lot of women today that carry pistols in their purse. I think all my sister-in-laws do. My daughter-in-law does. But yeah, you today you're not safe anywhere you go. You go to the mall shopping. Guess what? There's been shooters in the malls already. You go work at the schools, there's shooters in the school. You go to church, there's shooters in the church. Anywhere you go, there's going to be somebody with a gun eventually. Locked and loaded. Yeah, I've been wanting to get one here at the house. I don't actually have a gun right now, but I would love to get one. My son says, Mom, he said, I would kind of think you need a gun, but another way, he said, I'm almost afraid to tell you to get a gun because I'm afraid the attacker would end up taking the gun away from you and shooting you with it. I said, well, he's got to get close enough to me to get it first. I said, the only problem with that is you don't know who your attacker's going to be. You don't know where you're going to be, if you're going to be in the house, if you're going to be outside, are you going to be close to your gun to even get it? I said, in the right scenario, if I had my gun in my hand or on my body and somebody came in to attack me, he wouldn't be getting close enough to do much harm because he'd be dead already. But, that don't always happen. There was a young lady not too many years ago in Oklahoma. She had kids at home. She was home by herself with her kids, little kids. Somebody come to her front door knocking on the door. And when she saw who it was, she told them she was not going to open the door to go away. And they kept on banging on the door. They threatened her harm. They threatened to bust the door down if she didn't open it. She went and got her shotgun. And she told them. She went back, held it up. She was sitting in a chair, aimed that shotgun right at the door. And she said, you got the count of I don't know what to leave. Because she said, if you try to bust my door down, I'm going to shoot. I don't know what kind of shotgun it was she had, but she had a shotgun. The perpetrator kept trying to bust the door down, all kind of stuff. So finally, she had nothing left to do, but she shot through the door. And she killed him. And guess what? There was no charges against her. She was defending herself and her kids in her own home. She warned him to go away. She warned him to stop. She warned him to leave. He didn't want to do it. So guess what? He'll never get to do it again. Plain and simple. Yeah, that's where I'm from in North Carolina. Southern North Carolina, and everybody has guns back there. Everybody goes hunting. Everybody owns a gun of some kind. My son can shoot. He's got guns. He's taught my granddaughter how to shoot. But so far, when I've been attacked, I didn't have a weapon in my hand. All I had was my bare hands, but I was able to get them off of me because of the self-defense that my dad taught me when I was growing up. T. Sharon, you got a gun that's going to do some damage. Yeah, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, that's for sure, Too Tall. My attacker was somebody I had just met, seemed like the nicest person in the world. My son had met him and he said, Mom, it's hard for me to believe that man attacked you. He tried to kill you. And when he met him, he never would have dreamed he would have ever done something like that. But he come to my side door. It was one night raining. He'd went on a job interview that day. He was mad because they didn't want to pay him anything. So, of course, he didn't take the job. But he was drinking, probably on drugs. I don't know. I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol. But he was drunk on something. Tried to get in my door, and I told him to go home, sleep it off. We'd talk about it, in a day or so. I turned all my lights out, locked all my doors. I went in there and laid down on the bed, trying to pretend I was going to bed and thinking he'd leave. Well, he went and got in his van. But a few minutes later, I heard the van door slam, and I heard something bumping around at the back of my house. Well, I didn't know what he was doing back there. Never dreamed he was cutting my phone line, but that's what he did. He went to the back of my house, cut the phone line, then come around to the side door that he tried to already get in and started trying to prise the door open. He had a screwdriver and I think a pair of pliers, and he was trying to get in the door. And me like an idiot, because I didn't know he was going to harm me. I never dreamed he would have. I unlocked the door because I didn't want him to tear the door up. I didn't have the money to buy a new door. And he just yanked that door open, and he was slammed me up against the wall in the hallway. And before I knew it, he had his hands on my throat. He had his hand on my mouth and my nose. One thing led to another, but we ended up in the floor. He had my mouth and nose covered. He was choking me here. He had his knees in my rib cage or my stomach. I couldn't get up. But do you know, from what little bit of self-defense that I learned from my dad growing up, I was able to get away from him 4 or 5 times. And finally, he got me down in the floor. I was tired, and I know he was getting tired. And he covered my mouth again and my nose, trying to choke me with his knees in my stomach, pinned me down. And I couldn't move. And I almost blacked out. He had deprived me of air for so long, I felt everything just turning black. And just at that moment, I remembered what my dad said. He said, you're a little person. And he said, this is one move that you can do that'll save your life one day. He said, I don't care what the assaulter is doing. He said, try to get hold of just one finger and bend that sucker back as hard as you can. Just break that finger off. Push it back with all your might. And I'll guarantee you he'll leave you alone and he will not come back after you because he'll hurt so bad he can't. Well, the hand that was over my mouth, I managed to get my fingers right under that index finger, like there. I started bending it back like this. I was trying to bend it to his elbow, and I'm not giving up. I bent it back with all my might. And you know, when you're like all keyed up, your adrenaline hits in, and you're stronger then than you ever will be. I bent it back with all my might. Finally, he got off of me. He did his hand like this. He was holding his hand, and he couldn't do anything. I opened the door. I body slammed him out the door and jumped over him. And when I jumped, I hollered, help. My neighbor was getting out of his van just past my one little lot over here, saying he heard me. And he says, I know I don't ever hear anything like that coming from your house. But he said, when I heard you holler help, I knew something was going on. He immediately told his son to call the police, and he come running over here. Well, do you know the cop was here by the time he got here? And he lives right next door. And by then, the guy that was assaulting me was up, and he was holding his hand like this. He couldn't do nothing because he hurt so bad. And the cop asked me, he said, what's going on? I said, he just tried to kill me. I said, he was trying to suffocate me. I managed to get away from him several times. And I said, that last time, I thought I was going to black out, but I finally got away from him. And I didn't even hardly get all that out. And the cop already had him in handcuffs. And he was saying, well, she almost broke my hand. She tried to break my finger. And the cop said, yeah, well, what did you try to do to her? Like, big deal. I hurt his finger. That was the only darn reason I survived, is that I hurt his finger so bad he couldn't bother me after that. So I thank God for my dad, because if it had not been for him, I probably would have been smothered to death that night. I would not have been able to get away from him. So I don't trust people. I don't date. Very little places I go, like to buy groceries or something like that. I don't really go out anywhere anymore. And, you know, small town Southern wife, hello, welcome. And Claire Quinn, welcome. And Kia Ellis, welcome. Michelle, welcome. Just love to have all you ladies in here tonight. But yeah, and that goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. He seemed to be so nice. Such a nice, gentle, respectful person. You never would have dreamed he would have done that. But you know what? To make it even worse, I found out after that, the man had been in and out of jail so many times it was ridiculous. He'd already done time in prison for arson. He tried to burn a house down with a family inside. Thank God they got out and were not hurt. But yeah, you just don't know about people. Get to know them before you befriend them. Don't bring them to your house until you know what kind of people they are. Did this happen yeah, it happened right here in this house, right in that hallway back here. I've got a hallway door that leads outside, and that's the door he came to try to get in, and he was trying to prise it open. And I knew if he ruined the door, I couldn't replace it because I didn't have the money at the time. And I never dreamed he was going to attack me, so I unlocked the door. The minute that door was unlocked, he just pulled it back and jumped up there and slammed me up against the back wall. So, yeah, check the people you get involved with before you get involved with them. I only knew that guy for 5 weeks. Didn't know that much about him. I did know that his parents lived here in Granbury on the other side of town. And he lived with them. I didn't realize he lived with them because he just got out of jail. And then it scared me so bad. That's why I put security cameras up everywhere. It scared me so bad. I kept calling the police station almost every day wanting to know exactly where he was at. And they said, well, he's going to be here unless somebody stands his bond, and then he'll be out until his hearing. Well, then I called back, and I don't know, it was just a few days later, I called back, and they told me at the police station that he was in Fort Worth jail. As we spoke, he went to Fort Worth not even 2 weeks after he attacked me, attacked another lady the same way, trying to kill her. She ended up, was not drinking or whatever, and she was able to get away from him. She filed charges on him. So he was at that point sitting in Fort Worth jail, waiting to be arraigned, waiting to get out on bond or bail or whatever. Or no, they said he was going to have to stay in jail until he had his hearing. And then as soon as they tried him for assaulting on her, since he was up in that jail, that they were just going to transport him back to Granbury, and then he was going to stand trial for the charges I had on him. And he did do some time. He went to prison for I don't know how many years. I never heard what he got. But I know he was gone for a few years, and then all of a sudden he showed back up. Not here at my house, because they had a restraining order off on him. He couldn't come near me. But I went to Walmart one day, and he was in there. And I had changed my hair color, didn't wear glasses anymore, so he was not sure it was me, I don't think. But when I noticed it was him, I just kind of acted like I was busy with the clothes on, the clothing rack, and I scooted around and I made a beeline out the door and I left. So I knew he was out at that point. That was a few years later. I don't know where he is now. He's probably back in jail. Yeah, it's scary. It was like he was a hitman. Like he was being paid to go around and attack these women. I said, well, that meant that if he was a hitman, somebody put a hit on me. And put a hit on that one in Fort Worth, evidently. He had already been in jail, in prison. I don't know if it was South Carolina or Georgia. And I don't remember how long he did. But he went on trial for a woman's death there, the same way. She was suffocated, probably the same way he was trying to suffocate me. Only that woman was not able to fight back. He must have used a pillow or something on her because they said there was no marks or evidence on her of foul play. But she was suffocated. And they couldn't prove that it was him that did it. So they had to let him walk. And I said, well, after he attacked me, I know he did it. I know he killed that woman. And that was even scarier to think that I thought he was such a nice person. Never dreamed he would do something like that. And this was a lifelong lifetime criminal here. Yeah, yikes. Yeah, that's why I don't date. I'm not out there seeking any guy to date. Don't care to, because you don't know what you're going to bring up. Don't know what you're going to end up with. But somebody did pay him to go to those people's house to collect money. Seemed like they owed somebody some money, and they paid him to go collect for them. And he went there, they said, to confront the guy that lived there. The wife come to the door, the kids were there. Well, they knew he was in the house, but she told them that her husband wasn't home, that he'd have to come back another time. And he told him that he knew he was there. Well, they got in an argument, and finally she just shut the door and locked it, wouldn't let him in. So he proceeded to go around the house with a gas can, put gas around the windows, around the door, the front and back door, and all around the edge of the house, and then set it on fire. A serial killer? Oh my God, I haven't heard that. But I haven't been watching the news either, Connie. He was a hitman. Well, that's what this one sounded like. It's almost like he was mad because he couldn't get a job paying what he thought he was worth. So he was on hire, so to speak, to these people that want stuff done like that. So they pay him a little bit of money, and then he'll go try to kill whoever it is they want out of the way. And I thought to myself, well, who wanted me out of the way, That's even scarier, to think someone was hired to kill you. And you maybe don't know who in the world was behind it, But that's the way his whole record had been. It was assaults on women. That one in Georgia or South Carolina that was dead, that he went on trial for murder for, and he walked because they couldn't prove he did it. Even though they knew he did, they couldn't prove it. And unfortunately, if you can't prove it in court, guess what? They walk. Well, they could prove he attacked me, but, I survived, thank goodness. My whole face was black and blue, bloodshot, swollen. He pushed down so hard on my lips, trying to suffocate me, but that my lips went through, my teeth, my bottom teeth went through my lips. And I was all bloody. My lips were swollen. And where he had jammed into my stomach with his knees, he threw my lower back out. I could barely walk when I stood up. I was in pretty bad shape. They took me to the hospital in the ambulance, and there was a couple of cops at the ambulance went at the hospital when I got there. They had been treated for getting in a scuffle, trying to arrest somebody, and one of them had hurt his leg or his knee or something. And when they finished with him, he come walking in there in the exam room where I was, because he noticed I was laying on the bed with my legs drawn up. My knees were up in the air. He come walking over there and he said, ma'am, he said, why are you laying there with your knees drawn up like that? I said, because I can't straighten them out. I said, I hurt so bad I can't straighten my legs. He said, didn't they give you something for pain? I said, no. Well, he went and called a nurse, because I'd already told him I was attacked, and they arrested the guy and they brought me to the emergency room. He went and grabbed a nurse. He said, hey, you need to give her something for pain. She can't even straighten her legs out. Well, she don't have any insurance. She can't pay the bill. That, you know what the cop told her? He said, it don't matter what she's got. She's not paying the bill. Her attacker is going to pay the bill. He's in jail. So she went running and got some pain something in a shot. I don't know what it was, but she gave it to me. After that, I felt no pain whatsoever. I mean, when they got through with me at the hospital, the cop said he was going to stay there, and he was going to take me to the police station as soon as they finished with me, and he wanted me to fill out a report. They were going to take pictures, and they were going to have charges against this dude. So I went to the police station with him, and I was walking by then. I didn't hurt. I was full of pain meds, whatever it was she gave me. But I never did see my face until we got to the police station. And then I didn't see it until I saw the picture they took of me. They took pictures of my face. They took pictures, I think, of my ribs, and I don't know what else. But when I saw the picture that he took of me, I was stunned. I didn't even know myself. I mean, the way my face, my nose, my lips, it was all black and blue and swollen and bloody. And it was a mess. This was, it was probably, I don't know, 20 years ago maybe. But I've not dated since then. I've not even been out to meet anybody. And I've had security cameras up all around my yard ever since. But I was terrified in the beginning. Everything that bumped outside, I was like, oh my God, he's out there. The next day I'd call the police station and I said, where is he? Oh, you don't have to worry. He's still in jail. And then later I'd call. I hear the slightest something going on out in the yard. It was animals or whatever. But I didn't know it. I thought it could be somebody. And I'd call them and they say, oh, don't worry. He's already been sentenced. He's going to do some time in prison. So he's going to be gone for a while. You don't have to worry about him. I said, thank God. Yeah, but they didn't evaluate anything that night. It was a busy, real busy emergency room. And I don't think they even asked me. All I did was fill out name and address, phone number, whether I had insurance or not. And that was basically it. That's all they got. All the information they even asked me about. And then they put me in a room and put me in a bed and then had me in one of these little exam rooms, how they do it in the emergency room. And didn't give me nothing. I needed pain meds, but she wasn't going to give me nothing because I couldn't pay for it. So the cop told her different. He said, yeah, in a case like that where they've got the guy in custody, the victim don't pay the medical bills. The attacker does. Annie, hello. Or Ann. And Charlene Hill, hello. I'm blessed by all you ladies showing up tonight. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I didn't mean to get to talking about such a eerie subject as being attacked and all that, but one thing leads to another when you get to talking about all these shootings going on in churches and schools and malls. I mean, you can't go shopping. There's just nowhere you can go today you're going to be safe. You're not even safe in your own home. Okay, I'll shut up. I don't want anybody to shut up. And there's Kia Ellis. Hello, Kia. Somewhere in there, Houston. Gladys says, Linda, I'm sending that wooden Indian back to you. I don't need your wooden Indian, Gladys. You keep him. Yeah, it was about 20 years ago or so. Yeah, I just wish I could quit coughing. I haven't worked in the yard today other than just take the tarp and pull it back over the dirt twice because the wind blew it off. But guess I breathed enough of it doing that it's bothering me now. I know I can remember years ago growing up as a kid in my small hometown of Atkinson, North Carolina. Nobody kept their doors locked. Nobody kept their car doors locked. The house doors were always unlocked. Nobody bothered anybody. Today, you wouldn't do that. You keep your car locked, you keep your house locked, and then they'll still get in. Well, that's good. Because my brother, his house is kind of out in the wooded area. He's got a nice brick home, but he's got it and it's a ways back off the highway. So just driving by the road, you don't notice the house is even there. He's left home, him and his wife, and come back. My brother said he opened the door to enter the house from the garage. He saw feet going out the window in the kitchen. Somebody had broke in to steal stuff. I don't remember what they stole or if they stole anything. But he said by the time I realized what was going on, I saw the feet going out the window, and I ran toward the window, but by then he got up and he took off down through the woods, through the creek. And he said there was no way I could catch him. He'd hide through all that, and he said you'd never find him. And one other time he came home, he opened the door and started to go to the hallway. And his bedroom, the master bedroom, was way down at the end of the hallway, at the other end of the house. He said, I knew I turned the lights off in that bedroom before we left. But guess what? The lights in the bedroom were on when he got in the house. He slowly walked down the hallway, stepped inside the doorway of his bedroom. He was met with a pistol pointed right between his eyes. It was a big black guy standing there with a pistol, ready to shoot him. And my brother's the one that owned the karate school. He knew martial arts, every kind of jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. But he said, I could have taken him, but he could have shot me in the process. So he said, all I did was do my hand like that and step aside and motion for him to go ahead. And when I did that, he went by me and left the house. But I said, my brother needs security cameras up in his house, at least in the hallway, so he can get pictures of whoever goes in and out of that hallway. Maybe he's gotten them by now. I don't know. See, Joanne, you never know. I don't have a basement. I mean, nobody could get under my house to sleep there. So I don't have that to worry about. And I got my shed doors locked, so nobody's getting in there to sleep. My Ridgeback loves a good hip scratch. Y'all were scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Ann. I didn't mean to scare anybody. But we were just talking about, all the shooting going on in the churches and the schools and the malls and Claire. Okay, let me go back up to Claire's comment. Make yourself a good fire cider. How do you make a fire cider? And I don't have alcohol. Have you ever been down Ahu? Yeah, the shooting in the Kansas City parade. You just don't know. I mean, you're not safe anywhere. So you got to have your guard up anywhere you go, even at home. No alcohol. Well, I don't know how to make a fire cider. You'll have to give me the recipe for it. You mean that parade that they had for the Chiefs? They had a shooting going on there too. I turned it and flipped it and I saw there was a parade for the Chiefs, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know anything about a shooting. To get a OAHU? No, I'm not. Apple cider vinegar, oranges, lemons, onions, garlic, hot peppers. Well, I got that. I know there was a lady at work years ago when I worked on a sales floor in Fort Worth. She'd cut up onions, tons of garlic, and a very little bit of water, and she'd cook that. Just cook it down. Add some sugar to it. And then she'd drain off the liquid from it. And that's what she would drink for viruses, flus, coughs, you name it. But the sugar kind of killed some of the bad taste of the garlic and the onions when you got that money in one thing. I guess it made kind of like a cough syrup. I've not tried that. Yeah, I didn't know about that, T. Sharon. I didn't know about a shooting during the Chiefs parade. And there's Peter Vare. Hello, Peter. Welcome to our chat. Happy Valentine's Day to you. One half cup of raw sugar. Yeah, I told my friend, I said, one of these days, I said, you're liable to have somebody come to your front door with a gun and tell you to get out of your own house, that they're taking over. I wouldn't doubt it a bit the way this world's going. I'm going to have to write that down. Get something to write on. Okay, hot peppers. apple cider vinegar, oranges, lemons, I might have to try that. I got it all written down and I got all those ingredients here, so. Kia says, well, Linda, come and I'll love to treat you to a good breakfast at our best spot in Kailua. Cinnamona, Kailua. Have you tried the Kailua pie sweet potato eggs sweet potato eggs Benedict? That sounds good. Been a shooting in Parade. Wow. Yeah, I've flipped it over and started to watch that Chiefs parade, and then I got busy. I had something else to do, so I didn't watch it. I had no idea there was a shooting that went on during that parade. Yeah, the way they made it, they took the lemon, not the lemons, but the onions and the garlic, and just boil the daylights out of it till it starts to get thick, and then they strain all the liquid off, and it's like a syrup, and that's what they'd been taking for their colds and coughs and everything, sore throats. I don't know if she had any of this other stuff in there or not. She could have. Yeah, we'll all need to pray for Ann tomorrow. And I just took a little swig of cough syrup before I started my live, thinking that was going to help, but it don't seem to be helping any. Yeah, I don't have any honey right now. I'm out of honey, so I've got to buy honey. Oh, I know herbal medicine works. I've been using it forever. I had been putting honey in my tea and honey in this and honey in that. And this Lipton tea with citrus, it's got oranges, it's got lemon. It seemed to have helped, but not helping a whole lot. I guess because I'm talking so much tonight. Oh, wow, Anne. Last one you had done, you had a stent put in. Hey, just a Southern girl, how are you doing? We're all just stunned about all the killing and shooting that's been going on. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Kathy. I know people have lost their ever-loving minds. Yep, prayers for Kathy and her hubby Tim. I mean, part of it is the fact that people today, I don't know, they didn't grow up like we did years ago. They didn't have to earn everything they got like people did years ago, and that's part of the problem. Too many people have too much handed to them that they don't work for. They get spoiled, so to speak, and then they start expecting everything. And if they don't get everything their way, then they pick up a gun and want to shoot everybody. Nope, no values today. None of them have values. Well, I've worked hard all my life. And I don't live in a mansion. I don't live in a fancy house. But I've worked hard and I've earned everything I've got. I have, I don't have a guilty conscience about anything. Put it that way. Earned everything I got honestly. And there's Lisa E. Hello. Welcome to our Valentine's Day chat tonight. I'm going to make me some of this cough syrup tonight, I think. Hot peppers, onion, garlic, apple cider vinegar, oranges, lemons, sugar, half a cup of sugar. It's just allergies. I'm allergic to everything in Texas. I'm allergic to the air I breathe out here. Yeah, they want the bill passed to do away with people owning guns, and that's the worst thing in the world to do. Shooters are still going to get the guns, even if they're illegal. They're still going to get theirs. They'll buy them on the black market and still shoot people. Yeah, but you're in Hawaii, April. I don't even have a banana pepper plant right now. I planted seeds in the greenhouse, but they've not come up. Some of my seeds have started coming up, but not all of it. I have a jar I can send if you give me your address. A jar of what? The cough syrup? Really? Something's going on in DC right now? Claire, you have to send me an email at hauserlinda49@gmail, and I can send you my address if you need my address. Oh, fire cider. I know, that's terrible, April. They could have picked a different day if they had to do it. They shouldn't pick a day at all, I'm telling you. Nuke sub spotted on the coast of Hawaii. The whole world's gone crazy, Susan. It's in the description under the video. I've got my email address there. Here, I'll post it. There it is, Claire. hauserlinda49@gmail.com. Watch New York Prepper. He is going live in 6.5 minutes. Who is New York Prepper? He's on YouTube. See if I can bring him up on this. I've never heard of him. Looks like he's live right now. Got an emergency alert up. Yeah, it looks like he's got 4 minutes before he'll be in there. I brought it up on my little deal here. Well, I had grilled cheese sandwich made with my homemade baked bread tonight. That's what my dinner was. Claire, you leaving us? If you are, good night. Have a good night and a good day tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day. He's got over 2,000 people watching already, and he's not even online yet. I mean, he hasn't in his he's not in his live yet. Not lime like typo. Okay, April. Well, I've never heard of this New York prepper before. He's got 3,259 people watching him.
Happy Ash Wednesday to the Catholics out there. Hope you guys are doing well. I wasn't going to go live tonight, actually, but there's some very concerning information coming out today, so I figured it would be a good idea to go live. So hope you guys are having a good Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. What's going on? Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival checking in from New Yorkistan behind the New York Wall, as I like to call it, the New York Wall. You're in East Berlin over there. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, I can't hold this
Lorna,
thing.
good to see you, Lorna. Aldo, how's it going, Aldo? So let me share my screen. We have U.S. nuclear forces on high alert, guys, all day today. Multiple nuclear war command and control planes, multiple nuclear bombers. We even had a doomsday plane turn its transponder off today. So something is going on, guys. Okay. For there to be a meeting with the Gang of Eight, that's pretty serious. Okay. I think the last time there was a meeting with the Gang of Eight, that was like after 9/11. From what I've researched today quickly, the last time there was a Gang of Eight meeting, that was in the Bush administration when they were doing the warrantless.
Yeah, I don't want to play it if some of you don't want to hear this. So
Doing the warrantless searches, the Patriot Act.
Filing your tax return is different on freetaxusa.com.
yep, that's true, Connie. Just trying to read some of you's chat here. Oh, yeah, that's true, Connie. Propaganda is definitely a tool. I'll be right back. Need cornbread. Oh, no, not busted pipes. Fear porn. Was 67 degrees here today and in the 50s tonight. My heat's not even on. I'm loving it. Yeah, it looks like he is in his bunker. Oh, well. I eat cough drops and they don't do any good. I want to make a bug out bag. How do you make a bug out bag? I've never heard of a bug out bag. I mean, I've got big bags I've made, but I don't know what a bug out bag is. Is it like a shopping bag? Oh, bug out bag. That means you've got a bunch of stuff in it that you might need and just in case. Huh. I don't know what he's doing on there right now.
Because they're an official source, then this might not be the channel for you. You know, this is a channel where we question things, where we think critically, we think outside the box, okay? In times like these, you got to think outside the box, not inside the box, okay? If you think inside the box, you're going to be screwed, okay? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to think inside the box. They want you to take everything at face value and believe what they say is true because it's from ABC News or because NBC reported it or because the White.
Well, hi, Pauls. How are you? Welcome to chat tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, I get that, Susan. That's what I figured it was. I don't have a bug out bag. So if I had to leave in a hurry, I'd have to just start throwing things in a bag, I guess. I keep one in my car. Huh, well, that might be a good idea. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Pauls. See, I know I'm not organized. I don't have a bug out bag. Yeah, I hope we never need bug out bags. Oh, really, Gladys? That reminded me of that movie where that dude said, "Say hello to my little friend." I'm looking at this list of ingredients to put in that fire cider. And I was just wondering how much of the hot pepper, the onion, the garlic, the vinegar, oranges, and lemons you should put into 1/2 cup of sugar. Maybe 1 orange, 1 lemon. I guess that can be considered a bug out bag, Anne. You hear wasp spray is good? I imagine if you spray that on somebody, they're not going to like it. Really. Bug spray in the eyes would kind of blind them, I think. I used to have a neighbor that would walk her little dog around the streets, and she carried a taser with her everywhere she went. You have a bag for everything. You have one that sprays 30 feet. Wasp spray. Well, I've got some of that. What is it? Hot shot or black flag wasp spray. Oh, me. Have that one that sprays far. Flamethrower. Well, if you'd strike a match while you're spraying that wasp spray, you'd have a flamethrower for sure. Hairspray would even do it. It is believed that Russia and China will act before the new president takes office because they know they have Biden in their hand, but they know Trump won't cave. You know, that's for sure. Hit him with the cornbread. Yeah, don't waste the cornbread. Camilla, we are in a heap of trouble. You got that right. It is a scary world for our grandchildren. I'd hate to know I had little kids in school today. Oh, man. Whew. Someone just said General Patton would slap Biden silly for leaving the border open. Save the cornbread for goodness sake. It's been a long day, Gladys. Little buddy woke me up bright and early this morning wanting his breakfast. And I've been on the go ever since. I'm having beet greens in my smoothie. I know. I guess I'm always tired, aren't I, Susan? Whew. I'm going to have to take a nap tomorrow afternoon so I don't yawn on you tomorrow night playing trivia. You woke up too early too, Shelley? I haven't ever seen this out of control and we look ridiculous to the rest of the world. Oh, okay, this isn't Thursday. Wow. Susan just realized that this is not Thursday trivia night. It's Wednesday. It's Valentine's Day. You've been awake since 3:30 a.m. Wow, that's a long time. That was early, April. You're messing with me. Didn't mean to. Yeah, I got all those prizes sent off in the mail, so I'm caught up on that. Yeah, Kathy, we talk about the blue thing sometimes. We talk about two tall Robs hanging donuts too. Where did he go? He was in here earlier. He must have left. The blue thong night. Maybe I should put that up on the thumbnail. Blue thong night. Hi, Melissa. Hello. How are you? Welcome to our chat and happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, he's hanging donuts. Wonder how many donuts he's got hanging on his porch by now. That might get the video taken down before it starts. It might. Oh. Yes, Linda, come in to see the blue thong. I might do something like that crazy on one of our live thumbnails one time just to see what kind of reaction I get. Where's my tongs? Oh, girls, you're killing me. That tickled me. He said he probably does donuts in his car too. I know, back years ago, thong was your flip flops. Now it's dental floss between your butt floss. I don't know. Too Tall Rob's got his donuts hanging. He's got them hanging on his porch. The title of his live video was "Watch the Donut Hang" or something like that. What's hanging on the Speedo? In the Speedo. I'm going to do a real good thumbnail one time for my live. I'm going to have adults only and have some outrageous picture on it or something. The raccoons are getting all sugared up. Yep, if he's hanging donuts on his porch, the raccoons are probably coming in to eat them. Maybe that's why he hangs them up. I don't know. Gladys, anything hanging and you'll watch. I have a possum on my porch. I need to come up with something to go viral. He's eating bird seed. Oh, your possum is. Yeah, put something on the thumbnail like adults night only or something. Looks like I got 18 thumbs up out of 27 people watching right now. I like the wild horse cams. Yeah, I see you are just a Southern girl. I've come across a couple of them. I've watched some of the horse videos of the Clydesdales, those big horses. I think they're beautiful horses. Got 21 thumbs up now. Okay, thank you, Southern Girl. I've got the calendar hanging up that April sent me from Hawaii up here behind me, up here above the little um, magnet board. You used to rescue old horses, April. That was a nice thing to do. Okay, Claire. I just sent it back to you, Claire. Okay, you should have it, Claire. Gladys, you're hungry now? I was over at my son's one weekend and I was out in the corral with them. They got 2 horses out there and a couple of cows. And I knew that one of the horses was kind of behind me, but fairly close. The next thing I knew, I felt something on my neck down here, and the horse kind of flipped my hair back and was kind of snorting on my neck. And then all of a sudden, he jerks his head up and bounces back and kind of startled me. And my son was laughing his butt off at it because I didn't even know the horse was that close, and he was there breathing down my neck like he was trying to whisper in your ear or something. He was going to nibble your ear, probably. I'm going to bed, y'all. Well, okay, Shelly. If you're tired, go head to bed, get some rest. We probably ain't going to be on here too much longer. Let's see, we've been on here for 2 hours now already. Yeah, I've not had a horse get that close before. Not where I could actually feel his breath on my neck. My Shih Tzu puppy likes cornbread. How odd. A puppy that likes cornbread. I didn't even get to put my Valentine's shirt on today. I had a couple of new shirts that I bought with hearts on them. I had a black one with a red heart, I think it is. And then I had a red one with a black heart. Your dog keeps hearing me say his name. Pour some milk on the cornbread, let it get soggy, and have him try it that way. That's the only way I eat my cornbread. Okay, good night, Southern Girl. We're going to get off of here too. I'm tired. I'm sure everybody else is getting tired too. We've been on for 2 hours, so I guess that's long enough for one night. We'll be on tomorrow night, and God knows how long we'll stay on because I'm going to take a nap tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully, I'm not going to yawn through tomorrow night. Not on trivia night. I'm just eating some stew. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a night. I'm just blessed by all of you showing up for my live tonight. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Y'all have a good night. Have a good and safe day tomorrow. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow night if you show up for my trivia night. So, night, y'all. Love you.